Hello my beautiful friends, welcome to a new video and thank you so much for watching. I have a lot in store for you today, so I would like to cut through this intro as fast as possible so I don't take too much of your time. But in essence, one of the things we're going to do today is walk you through a makeup look that I've created entirely with the new Carli Bybel palette for BH Cosmetics. It is a daytime look for fall that is very appropriate, but also for Thanksgiving since we're celebrating Thanksgiving this Thursday in the US. I've also curated an outfit that is really affordable, also a daytime kind of look and perfect for Thanksgiving. And last but not least, I would like to share with you my very honest feedback of the Carli Bybel palette. So in a nutshell, a lot going on today, and if there are no objections, I think we should get started. So this is the palette. I am sure that many of you have seen it, but for the sake of today's video, I'm going to show it to you anyway. I apologize for the glare that you may see. I do want to say one quick thing. If there's something that I've always done ever since YouTube came about is every single time there's a YouTuber that I watch a lot or that I really like and they come out with a product, I have always supported. If I needed that kind of product, I don't just buy randomly, but if I'm curious or if I need a product, I will always go through a product that belongs to a YouTuber first before anything else. I appreciate people that, how Carli Bybel likes to say, and it even shows up here, people that aspire to inspire. So anytime we can show any support to these beautiful, wonderful people who give their time to us, then I say we do it. When Michelle Phan started Ipsy, I signed up, I'm still signed up. When she had M Cosmetics, I bought M Cosmetics, plus given some away in some of my giveaways, and actually gonna give away her lip palette in December as part of like my big beauty goodie bag. So stay tuned for that. I got the Samantha lipstick and the Carli Bybel palette, so on and so forth. So I do wanna make sure that I say that I genuinely want to love and support all YouTubers out there that give their content for free and are just totally amazing, and I think everybody should. On the same token, if I get asked for my opinion, which I actually did get asked for my opinion of this palette, I posted a makeup look over the weekend and I got asked, so give us your honest feedback, like what is it, how is it, we've been thinking about buying it, should we buy it, should we not? I don't want to tell anybody you should buy this or you should not buy this, but what I am going to do is give you my honest feedback. I have seen a lot of very positive reviews, entirely positive, and 90% of what I have to say about this palette is absolutely positive. But there is that 10% that in my opinion are some cons, so I'm gonna give it to you straight. I'm gonna say it like I mean it, right? How Wendy Williams says. So yeah, nothing but love for my fellow YouTubers, but I'm always gonna keep it straight and keep it real on my channel. And I'm assuming if you're watching this, that is what you want me to do. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The first pro is that this palette cost $12.50. I love the fact that she has made this palette available to a wide variety of different sized wallets. Not only that, but you do get good bang for your buck because there are 10 eyeshadows and 4 highlighters, and I'm gonna walk through them in just a minute. But essentially, you get a lot. Got stuck. Essentially, you get a lot for $12.50. That alone right there is like a huge pro. A con is that, in my opinion, the palette does look a little bit, and it definitely kind of feels cheap. Even this mirror, which I'm gonna try not to blind you with, is kind of plasticky. So there are definitely like cheaper aspects to this. It's kind of, you know, like a cardboard kind of thing. Definitely not exactly comparable to other palettes that you may be used to, like the Naked 3 or the Kat Von D's or the Anastasia's, but then of course those are not $12.50 either, so you kind of have to balance the two. Is this a deal breaker? No. A second pro is the fact that this palette is neutral. It's a neutral palette that you can essentially use all year round. So not only are you getting 14 different shades, you get 14 shades that you can pretty much use all year round. So that is definitely a huge plus. Now these are the colors. Top 2 rows are eyeshadows, bottom row is for the highlighters. As far as the types of shadows, there are only 4 mattes in my opinion. This one and then these 3 from the first row. Some argue that this one is a matte, but I have seen a little bit of sheen in it, so for that reason, in my opinion, it's not a matte. The rest of the colors are sheer. The highlighters, of course, are phenomenal, and I have to be honest, this I'm obsessed with. Like, I think it's actually a really good highlighter. So this palette is definitely practical, and that is a huge pro. To have practical for such an affordable price is very well thought out. One of the cons, and I'm gonna try to figure out how to say this, Every single review says that the colors are extremely pigmented, very rich, so on and so forth. It could be my skin tone and the texture of my skin, because this product is not going to look the same for everybody. On my skin, I've noticed that these colors for me, they're actually not that pigmented. They are pigmented for daytime. If you want to go somewhere, like for example, this look, it's perfect for daytime because you want something to look fabulous, but you don't want to look like you're going to the club. But on the same token, do I feel like these colors are going to pop at night? I honestly don't think so. What's also interesting is that a lot of different reviews that I've watched talk about how rich and pigmented the colors are, but then they use cream bases underneath, and they also spray on the brushes before grabbing color. They're spraying the Fix Plus. So I find that kind of interesting, but you know, those, man, I'm just like, I'm like tearing this whole shit up today. So I definitely think that they're pigmented for daytime, but for nighttime, you're gonna need a little bit of help, like those cream bases, like the Fix Plus and things like that. You're gonna have to excuse my fingers because I've been just doing makeup and swatching all day. But look, for example, when I grab this matte right here, which is like a transition color, when I grab it and I look at it, yeah, it totally looks rich. But then when I grab it with a brush, you can tell that it's not quite as pigmented. When I compare it with Nooner from the Naked 3 palette, you can kind of see the difference. So the colors are absolutely beautiful, but this is what I meant when I said they are rich for daytime, not so much for night. There are other palettes out there that can give you that pop of color for night, but for daytime, this is fantastic. And honestly, this is $12.50. Like, I can't even say that enough times. Now, aside from the 10 eyeshadows, some things that I did notice to be extremely highly pigmented are the highlighters. You have to be careful if you have a darker skin tone, because this one might make you look a little bit ashy. This is kind of a bronzer, so you also have to be very careful. Even a little bit goes a long way. Like, there's a lot of pigment in this. And honestly, this one is my go-to. Oh, it's absolutely fabulous. So those are some of my thoughts in a nutshell. God, look at my hands. Like, what a freaking mess. The bottom line is that you have to ask yourself what you're going to use it for, and you know, how much do you need it or not. If you already have a lot of neutrals in your arsenal, I honestly didn't. That's why I knew I wanted to get a neutrals palette, and I'm gonna support a YouTuber as opposed to anybody else, so that's why I got it. But if you already have a lot of neutrals, if you are more experienced with makeup, and if you do want colors that at the first application they're going to pop, then this palette may not be the #1 palette for you. But if you're none of the above, then I think it's definitely worth the $12.50. I mean, even with shipping, it was like, I think like under 16 bucks. Like, I thought it was very affordable, considering that you do get at the end of the day 10 eyeshadows and 4 highlighters. So that is it as far as my feedback about the palette. Now I would like to walk you through a makeup look that I did using this palette, and like I mentioned earlier, is very appropriate for daytime, is very appropriate for fall, and most definitely for Thanksgiving. So please keep watching. I started this look by applying the matte color from the first row, and I did that because it matches my skin tone. Recently I learned that when I do this, I'll have an easier time blending the other colors going straight on top of the concealer or primer, whatever you have on. That sticky surface will make it hard to blend, and since I was talking pigment earlier, if you ever want a color to go on more vibrant, apply a coat of white eyeshadow as the base and you should see the difference. To properly display these colors, I just stuck with the skin tone one. With my Sigma E25 blending brush, I grabbed the shimmer champagne color and started with windshield wiper motions at the crease, and then slowly started moving upward slightly below the brow. I also covered the entire lid afterwards to give the following shadows more depth. This transition color is next, and I also started from the crease upward and slightly below the previous champagne color. I did that with the LAB Square I'm Turning Pro eyeshadow brush, and then with a fluffy brush I blended everything at the top. Lastly, using the Sigma E44 Firm Blender, I grabbed the burgundy matte, and using tapping motions perpendicular to the lid, I started tapping the product to define it better and create that V shape. Then I blended in the middle, and for help with the wing, I used a tissue paper because I only like to use tape nowadays when I'm doing the eyeliner to avoid unnecessary adhesive and pulling. And then with that same fluffy brush, I now blended everything at the top. I applied the same champagne color from earlier at the top inner corner. And then with the dark burgundy, I started drawing a line underneath the bottom lashes, which I connected with the top. And after removing the leftover product from the brush, I started feathering downward because I love me a smoky bottom. Same champagne went at the bottom inner eye, and this is what we have so far before mascara. Of course, I did my contouring, which reminds me that, oh my gosh, you guys, I totally forgot to use my favorite highlighter from this palette. I mean, what the hell? I really wanted to show you how pretty it is, but I guess you would just have to take my word for it. Then I applied my powder, mascara, brow gel, and then I went in for the lips. I already did a whole video about how I contour my lips as part of a natural plumping process, so I won't go into that again. And basically, I did 3 options of lip for you. First is a MAC lip liner, which I'll link below for a more natural look. If you want a little pop, you can go in with a lip gloss, and I chose Peony from Anastasia. Or if you're feeling bold, go with a deeper color, and this is the Vintage liquid lipstick from Anastasia as well. Now that we are done with the makeup, let's move on to the outfit. This is the first video parade kind of outfit showing that I'm doing on my channel. So if you hate it, definitely let me know so I can make some modifications, but I was a little bit nervous. I do hope you will like it. And one thing that I hope you will like is the fact that this outfit is extremely affordable. So let us take a look. During the cooler seasons, I love layering. So I paired up a chunky knit sweater from Forever 21, which I showed you in my September haul. I love the short sleeves because it makes it more comfortable to wear indoors as well. And the sweater went on top of a Forever 21 chiffon dress with black lace trimming. And I love the way it kind of folds because I'm not into perfect cookie cutter type looks. The black stockings I bought from the drugstore, and the boots are I don't even know, at least a decade old, but you can pair up with any brown boot. You can wear this with a top bun or in between hugging trees. You can let your hair down and accessorize with a hat. If you do that though, get rid of the scarf, otherwise it will be too much. Now, if I'm too hot inside, I can take the sweater off and roll down the sleeves and just be in this pretty dress. Essentially, there you have it, 3 different ways to wear this look. That is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let's continue showing our favorite YouTubers our love and support. Michelle, you know I adore you. Carly, thank you so much for making this palette. Samantha, your lipstick is next. I can't wait to get it. Thank you all for being such inspirations. If you have a YouTube channel or you don't, thank you for being kind. Thank you for making the world a better place to live in. Thank you so much for watching. May good luck and fortune follow you everywhere you go, today and every day. I'm excited to see you Friday because I've teamed up with one of my good friends who is an IFBB Bikini Pro. And together we're going to give you some tips on how to stay fit through the holidays. So I think that is going to be exciting. And happy Thanksgiving to all my friends in the United States. Happy continued fall to everybody else. I love you guys, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!